Hey, good afternoon. It's Bruce. Just wanted to touch base with you for a few minutes. I'm here in one of my favorite spots. If you can see where it's at, I'm in the no whining zone. The no whining zone. I'm actually in my office, and I wanted to touch base with you for a few minutes this afternoon on a really important topic. Um, One of the reasons I've got my little reminder here with me today is you ever blown it? Yeah, I mean, you ever really blown it? I mean, screwed something up that you were like, man, how in the world, of all the things in my life, how in the world could I make that choice, or could I do that thing, or could I go back over that same old territory again, or could I struggle like that after all this time? How in the world could I blow it? You ever been there? Well, I must confess, since that's part of this process too, I must confess, no whining allowed here by me, by the way. I blew it again. And one of the ways I blew it was one that I thought that I'd never struggle with again, and that is back in October, I had some issues with my kidneys begin to happen, and I had to do some diet revision and some changes. I actually went off plan for a while, and during that time, picked up some poundage I didn't want to pick up. So I blew it in an area that I had been beating it, where I'd been beating an area of my life that I'd struggled with for a long time with food addiction. And, this being what it is, I always ask you guys to be vulnerable in regard to trying to, relate to some of the things I'm saying. I want to be vulnerable and honest with you too. And just ask for your support and your hopefully understanding during this time while I regroup and make some changes in that area. But I just want you to know I can relate to that, and I'm not whining about it. It's something that I struggle with myself. So I'm reclaiming, regrouping, and going to be making some changes. It reminds me of a scripture that I learned years ago. It actually was taught to me in Caravan, which is the Nazarene version of Scouts, okay, in Burlington, Iowa. Okay, this has been a long time ago. And there's a fellow about 5'8", had a red beard and red hair, that taught my Caravan class. His name was Paul Smith, in Burlington, Iowa, at Burlington Church of the Nazarene. And he taught us this scripture. It says, and Jesus increased in wisdom and stature and favor with God and man. Luke 2:52. Now, if I'm going to gain in wisdom, in stature, and in favor, it's good to take stock of the examples I have. And Christ was the most wonderful example any of us could have of one who saw the importance of gaining in all of those areas. In my own life right now, in an area where I've blown it, I need to gain in wisdom and stature and favor. Now, stature, I'm not talking about this thing, okay? I'm as tall as I'm going to get. But I'm talking about stature in heart, okay? And right now, I need to gain some more stature in heart so that I make better choices. Wisdom, stature. The wisdom comes from God. The stature comes from surrender to Him. Favor with God and man comes when we put Him first and when we recognize what favor really means. Favor has nothing to do, honestly, with the small things that we often put it in. We often put favor in an area where that means everybody's got to agree with me, or everybody's got to like me, or everybody's got to put me in a special position, all those things. No. Favor means that I'm looked on with respect. I am looked on. If I gain favor with God and man, I'm looked on in an approving fashion. Now, that doesn't mean everybody's going to agree with me. That doesn't even mean that God's always going to agree with me, just like in this situation right here. I've got to use my temple right, so I've got to be vulnerable. I've got to find favor once again in His sight, and even in my own sight. Some of the hardest places to find favor in your life and mine are in the areas that we condemn ourselves in. Okay. Never forget the importance of wisdom, of stature, and of favor. They're all parts of your life that you're going to need as you traverse this uneven journey we have and that we share. Hey guys, just wanted to let you know you're not alone. Every one of us are in situations that we're dealing with every day on struggles, and I'm with you there. Okay. God bless you guys. Stay in touch with us. Stay with us on the journey. We're going to continue to share the ponderings with you, and hopefully they can be a strength to you. God bless.